Hey there, friends. I'm Anastasia Exton, an SMM specialist and targeting expert, and today I'm going to show you that professional content isn't dead. So let's dive in. Experts always complain. I post a selfie and get 70 likes, but spend an hour on an expert post and only get 2. But what if the issue isn't expertise? What if people just don't want to read something boring? Take a look at this carousel post. Over 1,200 likes for a post about tires. You'd think tires aren't the most exciting topic in the world, but why do people stop? Because there are several triggers at play here. First, the person's face. Our brain automatically notices people faster than text or objects. Secondly, there's a clear benefit, not just a tire review, but the top Chinese summer tires 2026. People immediately understand they'll get a ready-made list. Thirdly, contrast. On one side, an ordinary guy in simple clothes, on the other, tires. This kind of composition looks more lively than just 4 photos of tires. And the best part? There's expertise here without it feeling like an ad. The author isn't trying to sell tires, he's helping you choose them, which is why people save the post, comment on it, and move on. Now take a look at a completely different example. This is a post from a cosmetologist. And once again, it's not just a jar of skincare here. On the first slide, we see the expert herself. That's a key point because most women are curious not only about what the cosmetologist recommends, but also what she uses personally. When you see someone with great skin and a nice appearance, it builds trust and you can't help but wonder, what products does she use? It's a really strong combo. First the personality, then the value. That's why these posts often get more attention than just pictures of a cosmetic product on a white background. Today I'm going to show you how to design a cover like this in Canva. Let's figure out what elements grab attention here and how to arrange photos, text, and objects so the carousel looks appealing and makes you want to scroll further. Let's open Canva and go through this technique step by step. Open Canva and go to the Templates tab. Here you'll find a ton of ready-made carousels for almost any topic. Just type Instagram carousel post in the search bar and check out the options. For example, you can add words like aesthetics, business, beauty, marketing, or any other topic that fits you. When you find a template you like, Canva lets you use it in different ways. You can add the entire carousel and swap out the content with your own, or just pick a single slide you like, for instance, just the cover, and use it as a base for your design. This is super convenient because you don't have to start a composition from scratch. All you need to do is pick a good template and tweak it to fit your theme. I really like this one. Let's use this as a starting point and see how we can turn it into your expert carousel in just a few minutes. I've already removed all the extra elements from the template, added my photo, and changed the title. Pay attention to one small but very useful technique. If you just make the text bold, it still looks pretty thin and not very noticeable. So instead, I use the stroke effect. To do this, open Effects, choose Stroke, reduce its thickness, and match the color. As a result, the text becomes much more readable and visually richer, while the font itself stays neat. This is a simple trick that helps make the headline stand out without changing the font. Once we have the text in place, let's add one more small detail. To do this, go to the Elements section and type Brush in the search. Choose this brush element and place it below the text. Then we dial down the transparency a bit so it doesn't stand out too much, just enough to highlight the text. After that, it's just a matter of tweaking the background color to fit the overall design style. These little touches help create a visual hierarchy and make the cover more interesting without overwhelming it. Now let's get to the most fun part of the cover's content. I'm starting to look for elements that go hand in hand with content creation apps, editing, video voiceovers, and design. Canva has loads of these elements, so it's easy to find icons with a consistent style, keeping everything looking tidy and cohesive. For instance, I'm adding a clapperboard, a microphone, and other themed elements. And now, the final touch. I'm adding a shadow to each element. To do this, I select the element, open the Edit Image section, and enable the shadow effect. This small detail instantly adds depth and the cover no longer looks flat. It's these little things that often make a design look more upscale. And the final touch, a small call to action. I almost always add a little caption to the cover, save for later, share, or something similar. This not only helps grab attention, but also gently reminds the viewer what they can do after watching. Now, compare them for yourself. Here's the first cover, and here's the second. Which one would you open first? In my opinion, the first one looks much more lively. It has a person, a story, details that catch the eye. It's these little things that often decide whether someone clicks on your video or just scrolls past. Show yourself, add your opinion. Tell a personal story, then offer some value. People buy from people, not from faceless cards. So don't choose between selfies and expert content. Combine them. Personality attracts attention, while expertise holds it.